All right. This is episode, I want to say 32 of CONVOS with KEEGS. Little different setup. Kind of switched out, or I should say reorganized the studio and just how it looks. Make it a little more professional looking. Not for this podcast with just me talking, but more for the Bills Boys podcast and the Guest Base podcast. The background just looks way cooler. We put more paintings up, or I put more paintings up over here, and yeah, it just looks way more clean, way nicer. Where do we even start? There's a lot going on, and a lot that I guess I have been thinking about. I don't remember the last time I did a 20-minute reflection. So, yeah, I realized, I guess, just go over some things that I have kind of taken away from this last week. I finished the book, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, I believe, and it's a business book. It talks about it pretty much shattered everything I thought I knew about business to an extent. It just made me reevaluate a lot. I'm going to grab my coffee, because if I don't, I'll be not chill. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. It shattered everything I thought I knew about business. Basically, it said, you have to put, what you want to do out the window, and you have to do everything for the customer. And whatever the customer wants, you have to do that, not do what you think you want to do. And basically, work on the business instead of working in it. And for as long as I've kind of been doing stuff for Lonely Cowboy, I've worked in it, because I had to do all the jobs of every single task. It's just me. So, yeah, it's definitely opened my eyes and made me realize that I need to, if I want to continue doing this and doing it kind of the way I want it to roll and the way I want it to flow, I have to start working on the business and start dedicating roles and being very strategic and very kind of organized and structured in the way of how the work is getting done and who is getting that work done. Unfortunately, I don't have the funds to hire out all the positions that I need. In an ideal world, I would hire five, six people. I need a videographer. I need a podcast producer. I need an editor. I need those are the three most important people. I could think of a billion other things that we could do if I had more than that. There's so much that could go into this company, and I think that is really the beauty of it, is I've tried to create an infrastructure where it is forever expanding and it's forever getting better. The issue is starting it and getting people to believe in the vision when there's not there is proof through other companies of how it works. And the best example I could give would be Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy. So if Lonely Cowboy Company was Barstool Sports and I was Dave Portnoy, it would follow the same kind of model, not in regards to like what they do as far as like sports gambling and all that other stuff, but they've taken Barstool Sports and expanded it into Barstool Outdoors, Barstool Buffalo, Barstool blah 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 blah, and Dave is he's done a really good job of understanding that in order to grow and maximize the company, you have to continue expanding and sticking to the formula that works. And as a media company, they have done it better than anyone I know. They're very relatable, personable. They're very straightforward and honest. They're not corporate. They're not, they're employees, and their videos and podcasts, they are unfiltered to the most part, and they just do what they want to do, and they've been able to scale that so well. So that's essentially what I want to do. I want Lonely Cowboy Company to be like a big media company, and instead of our focus being on sports, like Barstool's is, our focus would be on like art and photography and videography and, like legit short films, maybe even longer films like documentaries, because that's really where my heart is at. My true love is for videography and not even the art of that, more like directing. Like that's really where that's like the end goal, is to be a director of some sort. Because that's my like videos, especially on YouTube, back when YouTube was like fucking cool. It's not, it's cool, but it's definitely not like it used to be. YouTube saved my life. Making videos and like the idea of capturing your day-to-day life and being able to look back and like basically learn from yourself and your past, and being able to think back to like in that moment during that video, where were you at in life? Kind of like, it's just I'm a storyteller at heart, and directing / making long form videos is really where I want to take all this. And I really want to work on a documentary. I think like if it was a perfect world and money was not an issue, I would be doing a documentary right now on how Lonely Cowboy Company kind of puts pressure on schools in the education system and advances research in program development for mental health education. And I would document like literally from right now where we're starting, not having any scholarships in schools, to eventually the end would be like, I don't know, 5 years down the line. Let's say we can, it would be sick if we had a scholarship in every public school in Buffalo, like, and we have all that footage and we work on it forever. And man, that'd be so cool. So yeah, that's where I've kind of been at. I realized that I need to, I've strayed away from why I really started this company, and why I really started it was to, promote mental health education and kind of push people, who wanted to learn about it and who wanted to get better at it, give them the, how do I word this? Make it okay for people to like want to learn. Like, it almost seems like it's not cool to learn about mental health, and it's not cool to care about health for whatever reason. It's fucking ridiculous, but it's like, it almost seems like being healthy is like frowned upon. And maybe I'm just delirious in my own head, but like, it seems like promoting health and promoting learning about how to take care of yourself is deemed as like, oh, you don't know everyone's circumstances and like you think you're better than everyone, blah, 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 which is so far from the truth and so backwards. It just, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't understand it. Like, this is not promoting health, and like caring about your own health should not be demonized, and it should be promoted. You know, like unhealthy behavior should be demonized, and unhealthy behavior should be frowned upon. You know, and I'm not saying like all the time. Like, I always bring alcohol up because it's the most relevant issue we have, and it affects everyone because it's so integrated in our culture and our social interactions. But it could not, it like is probably the worst thing you could do for your health. One of the worst. It is so detrimental to brain health and your sleep and like just everything under the sun, you name it. It is negatively affecting your body in some way. With that being said, there's no reason why you can't have fun and, you know, go out with your friends and enjoy it and celebrate. Like, I am all for that. I'm not all for getting drunk every week. Like, that is seriously causing damage to your body and your brain, and you don't, like, it is a slow burn that you will not see the effects of until you are older. And like, all of a sudden it's like, boom, now your health is down the shitter and you have X, Y, and Z health problems, all because like you just didn't take your own health seriously when you were young. And that's a real fucking issue. I don't see it being resolved anytime soon because society continues to promote like unhealthy behavior and not make it like, it's weird. It's like cool. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it's cool to be unhealthy and it's cool to have mental health issues. But in reality, like, it is so far from the truth, like I said before, and it's the complete opposite of what it should be. Like, having mental health issues is serious. Yes, it's funny to joke about sometimes, I will admit. Like, you know, cracking a joke about anxiety, fucking, you know, depression, ADHD, anything, but those are just the three that come to mind because that's what I deal with. Like, it's funny sometimes, but it's only funny if the person making the joke actually takes those seriously outside of the joke. Like, it's not funny when someone makes a joke about depression and they're not doing anything about it. Like, that's like concerning. That's like, no, you shouldn't be laughing about this because you're doing damage to yourself by not taking care of it. On the flip side of that, though, like, there is a lot of not like healing, but more coping in humor. That's why a lot of comedians do comedy, is honestly to cope with some sort of battle they're having in their head. Comedy is their release. So I get that. I guess the point I'm trying to make is like the mental health issues we have today, like a lot of them can be not solved, but can be decreased so much by just taking care of basic health needs. And I think that's why it's very frustrating to me, because like, these are not new concepts. They're just not being promoted. we don't have enough education on them. We're not aware of these basic needs enough. And yet, like, going out and getting drunk every weekend is normal. And like going to bed early and waking up early is not normal. Like, how does that even fucking make sense? And we wonder why we have a massive issue on our hands. We wonder why depression, anxiety cases are through the roof. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. And nicotine's another one. We could get into that too. Like vaping. I was addicted to nicotine for 6 years. And it's no fucking joke, man. It is a gnarly son of a bitch. But once I understood the concept of like the dependency for it and what it does to you physically and the negative effects it has on your health, and that it increases depression and anxiety in someone by like tenfold, I knew I had to stop, because like if I didn't, I wouldn't. Who am I to complain about anything if I'm not even helping myself? It just doesn't make sense. Like, I really have a hard time empathizing with people who drink a lot and are addicted to nicotine, and they complain about their mental health. I'm like, okay, that's fair. That, like, you know, I was in the same boat. I was drinking a lot, addicted to nicotine, on top of trauma and all that other shit. But those things were not helping me. So I knew if I wanted to feel better, I had to fix those first, because those were, any way you spin it, those two things were making everything far worse. So when I say, like, okay, have you ever considered stopping drinking for a bit and quitting nicotine? And they're like, no, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, all right, then shut the fuck up, because you're never going to get better if you can't help yourself. And that's not to sound harsh. That's just the reality of it. Like, what do you want? Do you want fucking God to come down and save you? Like, it's not going to happen. Nancy around the corner is not going to come help you either. And fucking Sal down the street, he's not coming to help you either. You got to help yourself, man. There's levels to there's levels to like healing and understanding your own mental health. And I think the first step is just like actually acknowledging and fully understanding that no one is going to help you. You have to help yourself. There's no other way to put it. It is the harsh reality of the world. This kind of goes into my next point of strangers want to see you win more than people you know. Because people who know you, when you try and take care of yourself, and when you try and do something that's quote unquote like not normal, I guess, or like something that exceeds typical expectations of a human living in society, let's say. So you just want to work a little bit harder than most people. The people who know you don't want to see you win, because it internally shows that it is possible to do more and be more. And they, like, most people don't want to do that. Most people want to be comfortable and not put in more work than everyone is capable of. Like, I think we as like humans are capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for. Like, so much more. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. What are we at? Yeah. So, yeah, man, strangers want to see you win. Strangers want to see you win because they don't have that personal connection with you, and to them, it gives, back to the mental health thing, like, I know that I probably am annoying to some people about always being on, always being mindful of mental health and kind of promoting it and trying to really push, like, hey, this is really important and we have to take this seriously. If we don't, we're fucked. Our children are fucked. Our grandkids are fucked. Our great grandkids are fucked. Like, if we don't sort this shit out now, it's already spiraling. Yeah. There's no other way to put it. I know it's harsh, but it's the reality. So, yeah. I don't know if that sounded a little all over the place, but whatever. I don't want these to be structured. I don't want them to be unnatural. I literally just turn the camera on, press record on this thing behind me, and let her rip. This is real. It's raw. There's nothing special about it. It's just me talking about what I see in, the company, Lonely Cowboy, and what I see in the world of mental health education. So, with that being said, I have to go do some more work. So, catch you next time. Peace.